All right, so we're gonna start with rinsing the wheels. I'm gonna be using my pressure washer, and then I will be using a rinseless wash with a rag. Just because you're using a rinseless does not mean that you cannot pre-rinse. It only means you don't have to rinse it after you're done, even though I'm gonna wipe them off. So let's get started. I like to start with putting rinseless in there, so whatever junk's on here that I spray off has some lubrication, so don't scratch them up anymore. Always point at the ground, make sure it don't blow off. Spin that back around. We'll re-soak them here. Try to get the backs there. I grab my beater towel. This is a car wash towel from the rag company. So open it up. Fold it in half. Trying to keep it off the ground. Just get it white here. As much as we can off the surface here. Try to get in all the spots, nooks and crannies. We want to keep as much off as we can before we polish. Get your lug nuts real good. Now if you're just cleaning your wheels with rinseless, I would recommend having a bucket, 256 to 1. This here is McKee's 37. I don't care what rinseless wash you use, they're normally all about the same. So, wipe these off good. They're already pretty clean, so, but if yours are pretty dirty, feel free to use soap and water if you want. Car wash soap and water. I've already cleaned these back here pretty good. We're able to put them off, wash the car before I put it away. So, get your lips. So we're gonna put the polishing pad to this, get behind your spokes. You're going to keep that stuff off as much as you can. It'll plug your pads, it'll destroy pads. So you're going to do as much as you can. Alright. Call that good there. Just gets a good wipe down there. Set this off to the side. Alright, move that. I'm going to use an iron remover. This will get rid of any embedded contaminant, brake dust, anything like that is embedded in the wheel. So I want to try to get as much of that off as I can. So, shake it up. This stuff smells horrible. So, forewarning. Alright. Spray the backs, let that soak. Fronts here. You want to try to avoid the tire. If you hit it, it's okay. But we'll let that dwell, understand that I'm showing you a process for gloss wheels. There's a satin wheel, there's flat wheels, there's aluminum uncoated clear wheels, there's aluminum raw wheels, there's chrome wheels. So this is specifically for gloss wheels. So this is a gloss finish with black paint or black powder coat underneath. So I will be able to polish this. Satin you don't want to polish. Matte you don't want to polish either. It'll actually change the look of it, and you'll have it'll start turning it shiny, which you don't want. So this stuff will turn purple as you can't really see it because it's black wheels. So, but it'll turn purple like if you did it on a chrome wheel. It'll turn purple where there's embedded contaminants in it. So, but as I can probably show you, whenever I rinse it, you'll be able to see the purple run off on the ground. So that'll probably be when you see it. But let it react 3 to 4 minutes. And then we'll rinse it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and rinse this, but before we do, something I do want to mention. Make sure to never let this stuff dry on the wheel. I don't know what it does. I know it turns gummy. I've sprayed it on the ground. It turns to like sticky, like a glue. So it'll be complete pain to get off. So don't let it dry on there. So it's been 3-4 minutes now, so let's go ahead and rinse them off. Spin it around, get the backside good. Spin it back around. I keep mine iron remover with a bag over it, because I keep it in my cabinet in my garage. It'll smell if you don't, so just you can grab a Ziploc bag. This is from one of my old bottles I just put on it, so. All right. All right, so I have clay just for wheels. I have specified, there's no difference between paint clay and the clay I'm gonna use on the wheels. I just don't want to use it back on the paint. So, open it up. I actually have it marked, I have them all the same. I have my purple clay, which is a heavy cut, which you use if they're really contaminated. In this case, I think fine will do on the front. I might try a little bit of heavy in a couple of spots of tar in the back to get them off, but I have them labeled, same package. So, good. Take a piece of clay out of the bag. Do not set this stuff down on the concrete or anywhere. It'll be junk. Throw it away, start getting a new piece. So, clay lube. Get it good and wet. Wet your clay. I just want to go around here. If any contaminants that will be on here may not be on here. I always like to do a couple pieces here just to take a look. Don't look like there's much on there, so we'll make this good and quick. I understand this can induce marring sometimes, so it's always a good idea if you're gonna clay, go ahead and polish afterwards. That's always good practice. And the other thing is if you have satin or matte wheels, I would not recommend claying them. If you do, I would do it at your own risk. It could mar them up, and then you can't polish them because they'll change. It'll make them shiny, and you don't want that. It's not why you bought matte or satin wheels. So I'm doing this because I'm polishing these. These are gloss, like I said. So I'm just gonna go over these. Keep looking back at it. I got a little bit of stuff right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and fold that over. There. Check my clay. Looks pretty good. I don't see nothing here. Fold it over, knead it. Keep on going around here. I'm making this quick because A, we're running out of daylight. B, there ain't much on these wheels. They're pretty well maintained outside of they're scratched really bad. So there's no actual contamination on them that I can tell on the fronts. And like I said, put it on the ground. That's the end of it. So luckily I'm done with that piece. That was pretty well done for anyways. So, new piece. Here. Understand I got a plastic there, so I got it sitting over here in my container. A little something there, glue. So, go ahead and knead that. Good. And a fresh start. Flip it around to the back. Do the same thing. Clay lube. Now back here you will find contamination. There's going to be tar, chips, so you'll really see it here. So let's go ahead and knead this good. Spread out. Claying is not about pressure, it's about speed. So I got light pressure, high speed here. Best I can. You can kind of hear some of the contamination. it's catching on it, but it is taking it off. See, now you don't hear that clicking no more. It got off whatever was there, but take a look at that. So I go ahead and neat that. I understand I'm not going to polish the back of the wheels, so I don't really care that much. They're already got like machine looking grooves in it in the factory, so we do want to get this up here good. I probably will polish this little bit of the lip here where the weights go. Just had these rebalanced, so that's why they're off. See? Set that off to the side in my container. Roll this around. Trying to get it to stand up here. We'll neat this again. Clay's looking good. Knead it good. If you need to, you can always knead it a couple times. Spray it with a little lube. Go back at it. Not about pressure, it's about speed. Light pressure, fast speed. And this, like I said, it induces marring, so, you know, and it's not gonna be enough that some people are gonna notice. See, look at that. And these aren't gonna be perfect when I'm done. These are inner barrel wells, inner wheels, so I'm not awfully concerned. Looking good. A little spray, a little spray. Keep on moving. Try to get an idea where you started, if it's where your wheel weight is or somewhere in there, or you got a specific thing you see on your wheel that you can remember. I would start there and end there, you know. So I know I'm getting back because I see the wheel weight there. Make sure I get up here. A lot of the times you'll feel where you've been. It is nowhere near as rough. So let's go through here. As you can see, that's not getting as bad as it was. So we'll knead it again. I see a little bit there I want to get away from, so let's knead it one more time. Alright. What you'll see is the clay will stop changing as most of the contamination gets off, and that's where I gotta just stop. It's good enough. So I'm not gonna polish this. If you are, you want this squeaky clean. See, look how much better that looks. I'm not gonna need that yet because it's still relatively clean. I don't feel any hard chunks in it. Just want to go back over this, make sure I just got the last little bit of this. Yeah, look at that. I would say all our contamination's gone there. Just get around here the best we can. All we're doing is just trying to get this cleaned up the best we can. So, because the polish is going to do a lot of it, but we want to keep our pads as clean as possible. So. Good. Alright, looks good. I'm not worried about claying any of those. You're not going to polish those because, as you can see, this is naturally going to have just overspray on it most of the time. They're not going to do it because you're never going to see it. So it's kind of just a metal with a little bit of something splashed over it. I don't worry about it. Wipe it off and don't even waste your time polishing. If yours are painted all the way through, please feel free to. I'm not going to though. So all done with that. Now clay lube, very slick. That's the idea of it. So I'm not worried about scratching it much. I have a wheel towel here that I use. I'm going to use that to dry because I don't really want to contaminate. I'm going to try to keep this stuff separated as much as I can. The other towels I was using are just beaters. These are basically creatures, is what they're called, from the rag company. So just dry it off the best you can here. Because we're going to spray it one more time, but that's okay. I just want to get as much of this stuff off. Back, look at that. It looks a lot better. A lot shinier already. Just getting that contamination off the back. Now the fronts probably won't look the same. So wipe these off. Try out the lug nuts here. Feel free to wipe your tire off. Make sure you flip sides after you're done. If you go back to the wheel, that's looking pretty good. All right. Make sure you got no puddles of water everywhere. And you can get an air chuck and blow them out if you want. Me, I don't care. I'm not in that big of a rush. It all depends on your rush. So that's done. Throw that up there. Another dirty towel. And we will. We're going to use a little bit of Car Pro Eraser here. This is a panel prep. This will get any oil or waxes that are left over. So fronts, spray the backs. Now these are pretty clean at this point, so I feel okay using one of my soft plush towels here that I use for normal body washing here. So this is a Eagle Edgeless 500 GSM, rag company, of course. So use a good old wipe down here. You can see there's not a lot of much of anything on there. A little bit of dust, but that's okay. Wipes off the backs of the spokes here. A lot of guys will say, oh, you have to use this towel and you have to use this towel. I don't care what towel you use as long as you've got a good quality microfiber, not from AutoZone. That's all I care. So is our junk. So you can see there's a little bit of contamination still on here from the rubber, but at this point there's a lot of chips too, so we're just gonna leave it be. You can get as picky as you want, or not as picky as you want. Does not matter to me. I'm gonna do a decent job here, get them looking better. They're not gonna be perfect regardless. I already know that. I did the back, so I know what it looks like. So they're not gonna be perfect, but I can tell you nobody's gonna notice unless they're in there with a magnifying glass really inspecting it in the sun. Everybody thought my wheels looked good before. I'll tell you, they'll look a lot better than they from right now. Like I said, these are pretty hammered on. I think it's been run through a car wash before multiple times. So, but just try to wipe out the best you can, and yeah, that'll do it. Now we'll take it over to the bench. We'll put it up there, and we'll get you started on polishing. So let's get over there.